Hey,
Hey, this my shit. Oh, I'm glad you playing this song. That's crazy. This is my shit, bro.
let's go. We got Xavier in the building this
Whoa.
time. What's him? We got Xavier in the building.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
What's up, bro? How you doing? How you feeling?
Man, feeling blessed, man. Feeling blessed. How you living?
Man, I'm all right. Just trying to stay dry. We got this bomb cyclone out here, bro.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, even though the wind is crazy, I'm loving the rain. I don't know what it is, but I'm loving it. My man, on the Instagram, you can follow me, Xz.Avier, on Instagram, on Twitter, Soul Don Corleone. You know, Soul Don, and then Corleone, like from The Godfather. And yeah, those are my socials, but you can definitely catch my music on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube Music, any streaming service that you can find. It's Xz.Avier.
This is your second time here, right?
Yep.
Big shout out to DJ Zenron.
Yeah, my guy. Shout out to him, man.
And the underground, man. Bless, but a lot has happened since then, right?
A lot.
Let's start with that, bro. What what are some of the changes that might have,
I mean, I've grown a lot as an artist. Just, I really dove deeper into my bag as a producer in terms of curating my sound. Definitely, I feel like that became a mold that I got comfortable with and confident, at the same time. But one thing I also really dove into was my pen, like writing. Like I feel like it's so easy to write songs now. It's crazy, and that was just from just forcing myself to write, as much as possible. So it just, dove deeper into my bag and getting comfortable, getting more confident. That just turned into, so much music that I'm waiting to put out into the world, and I'm really happy about, So yeah.
Yeah, I actually got a little cheat code on this interview because I got to see some of the recording process.
Yeah.
I was there for some of it, but I would like to ask you to talk about a little bit, like, of what went into some of those beats, some of those recording sessions, and some of those writing sessions. Because I saw it. I saw it. It seemed a little effortless in some of them,
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
like, I mean, one thing I do when I produce, I'm a little old school. Like I make my beats chopping soul samples and things like that, but I do it on turntables, so that's like what I was doing in the dark, you know what I mean? Like just all night, just listening to soul songs, soul music, and just putting them on the turntables, chopping it up, speeding it up, slowing it down, like a whole bunch of that. And like that just came from, the music that I came up with. Like my dad, he was the primary person playing soul music all the time. My mom too, my older brother. My older brother made me more of a hip hop head, so, put those two together. And then the fact that, I sing. And then that's just my whole style. But in terms of like the music that, I was creating and the sessions that I've been having, just life. Life is just, throwing a whole bunch of stuff at me, the ups and downs and things like that. And my music is just my way of expressing myself while I'm trying to get through that, the happy and the sad moments. And I think one thing when I say when I'm comfortable, like I'm comfortable also with being vulnerable too at the same time, you know what I mean? Because it feels authentic, it's raw, and it feels right, you know what I mean? So that's why I was in recording sessions, man. Like I just belted it out. That's what you seen.
Yeah. Speaking on being vulnerable, that was actually like being there while you were recording. That was actually one of the things that stood out to me the most. We're gonna play it in a second, but the cry now, laugh later.
Yes, sir.
Like listening to you record, verse 1.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, like this is a shout out Bryson, but he said a soul bearing song. Like, how do you up your game? Sometimes you can invest in yourself, or you can invest in yourself by like showing a part of your soul, really, and your music.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like, especially singing wise, like, a lot of dudes are scared to, show a particular side, you know what I mean? And even I was at one point, I thought I had to, have a certain shell or a certain look, trying to do it. But it's like, nah, that's like, let me stay true to myself, And Cry Now Laugh Later, that was just, me looking in the mirror, trying to be like, all right, like the first words you hear from me is y'all gonna miss me. It's like y'all gonna miss me because the old person that y'all know me gone, I'm going into a brand new person. You know? And yeah, that's what that song's about.
All right, so those are just off the top questions. I do have a list full of questions. But all right, let's learn a little bit more about the artist Xavier. What was your introduction to music?
Man, like I told you, my dad. There's actually a picture. There's a story that they used to put my crib right next to the speaker, and my dad would play older records, and then I would fall asleep to that. Like that was like my lullaby. You know what I mean? So I would say that, but like for real, I started playing the piano when I was 3. And it was a rap ever since, honestly. And I had a back and forth battle with piano because I wanted to play sports. I was playing basketball, I was playing baseball. But once I graduated high school and got to college, I got to San Jose State. I got to Royce Hall and the Bricks. And that piano, I just never, it just gravitated to me. Or I gravitated to the piano. And I just never left, honestly. And that's basically where the rejuvenation happened, to be real. So
it's tight. And shout out to the Bricks, man. And so you started taking your music career more serious after you got to college?
Yeah, I went back. I was about to minor in music, and focus on piano playing, but then my mind shifted. I minored in African American Studies and was doing that. So I figured as soon as I finished school, music is just gonna be a go from there. Because I had so much planned at San Jose State, being BSU president, vice president. I joined the fraternity, became an alpha. I got those out the way, and I was like, all right, bet. It's time for music now. So since 2016, it's just been full throttle ever since, basically.
Okay, so 2016 was definitely a turning point,
Definitely.
a milestone in your music career.
Definitely.
So let's talk a little bit about some of your influences. I know you said your pops, I know you said your brother, I know you're a music guy, but who'd you wind up listening to once you found, or who might have influenced you once you found your taste?
D'Angelo is number one for sure, and then Kendrick Lamar, Outkast, Nas, Tupac, and Parliament, Funkadelic, James Brown, it's just so many. Donny Hathaway, it's so many, man. But those are my primary influences, you know what I mean? The reason why I do it for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Good shit, bro. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was tagging on the internet. That's why I was looking at my phone.
I'll try to get my post off.
I'll try to avoid change because of the pain. Life hurts anyway. Just run with it, yeah. Have fun with it. found my purpose now. All this pain I'm holding in when it can help ease the world. Dwell in this pain right now, knowing that there will be better days right now. Cry about it now and laugh about it later. Cry about it now and laugh about it later. Cry about it now and laugh about it later. Cry about it now and laugh about it later. Anybody say this soft and they can't die. Anybody say this soft and they can't die. In reality, this ain't no damn fantasy. It's like these tears are inevitable. Heartbreak is too. It's the battles you face that'll make you who you are. And yes, you're a star. These tears are inevitable. Heartbreak is too. It's the battles you face that'll make you who you are. And yes, you're a star.
Too much heat in the lab right now, man. You about to dry up the clouds in the rain with all this heat, bro. But yeah, let's talk about it just a little bit more, man. That is cry now, laugh later.
Yes, sir.
It sounds like a lot of energy went into that. Positive, negative.
All of that, both.
Yeah.
Both. Positive and negative is a yin and a yang, man. You need both, man, to really like progress. Like the negatives is what makes the positive so damn like it makes it feel good. You know what I mean? So I had to like channel that too. In that booth.
So your name, Xz.Avier, that's what I thought it was at first. I'm like, is it Xavier, Xz.Avier?
Yeah. So Xavier's my middle name, right?
Cool.
And it's spelled originally Xavier. You know what I mean? And I was gonna keep it that way as an artist. And I'll never forget. So I'm from Chino Hills, California. I'm from SoCal, and I went back home for a little bit. I went to a open mic in Hollywood, and I put my name in there, Xavier. And when they brought me up there, they called me Javier, and I was heated. Like it was when I was first like getting myself on stage, so. It kind of threw me off of my what I wanted to do in my performance, you know what I mean? And I let it get to my head, and I was like, man, I can't let that happen. But at the same time, I was like, okay, like I don't want that to happen ever again. So I decided to add the Z and then the period to emphasize the Xz. And then AV, you know what I mean? So people know how to say it.
Yeah, I'm about to butcher my name.
You feel me? Like
kill my swag before I even start.
Yeah, I'm serious about that.
No, for real. It's a lot in the name,
yeah.
And shoot, just like Birdman said, put some respect on it.
Exactly.
You know. So we kind of talked about you. Thanks for answering that question. That was one of them. Where'd you come up?
Oh yeah.
But so when you realize you can take your music to the next level, I mean, because you're an independent artist.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like? Finding the right engineer, the right situation to take your music to the next level.
Man, it was tough. That was probably one of the toughest parts, to be honest, because I can't say, like, I got introduced to Bryson super early, so that was a blessing, but it was just a matter of, making sure I'm working, taking care of myself, at the same time knowing I gotta invest, certain amounts to the music to make sure it's at a certain quality. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of sacrifice, you know what I mean? And especially early on, being independent, doing it yourself.
You have to take on all those expenses.
Yeah.
It's a real investment. It's something that's getting sacrificed.
Oh, a lot.
These songs.
A lot is getting sacrificed, and it's definitely it's part of the journey. That's all I know. Like I've studied enough artists to know that this is a part of the journey, of everybody's journey. So that's why I'm comfortable with, how things are going, and I see the progress and I see the light, you know.
I know this is a little bit late, but
Not
yeah,
good.
I wanted to ask you about Black Autumn, some of your music that has been here before, and then Black Autumn 2.
Yeah.
Is
Chapter
that,
2.
like, yeah, I mean, I just want to know about it if you.
Yeah. Chapter 2 is, man, that I've been writing for that project since 2017. Like, I got songs in there where they got verses from 2017. And that is definitely the crazy thing about the first Black Autumn, or BATR, is that that was just like more of a prequel, you know, like it was just 3 songs with an interlude, you know.
BATR, where can we find that, and what does it stand for?
Yeah, okay, that's the first EP. That's chapter 1 to the Black Autumn series, and you can find that on Apple Music and Spotify entitled in every streaming service. But yeah, that's just a 3 songs and 1 interlude EP of just like basically giving you an introduction of my sound and what I bring to the table, plus my story. And chapter 2 is gonna be a huge extension, you know, to that story. It's basically my journey from beginning to present, you know, and all the battles and obstacles I've had to fight through to get there. At the same time, the sound, you know, that I put together, the difference is this is not primarily produced by me, but I definitely have like 2 or 3 beats on there that I did for this project. But I went and worked with some other producers this time, and that's what I'm also excited about, is, you know, being able to collab with other folks to get this done. So yeah, I'm really excited about this project.
That's cool, and that kind of ties in with another question I have for you, is about producing some of your own records versus working with a different producer. Or, I mean, I follow some of your stories and posts, like it looked like you got some live instrumentation sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just what are some of the differences? Can we compare and contrast what it's like when you have to do everything?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you want to do everything, sometimes it just comes to you.
It depends. Like, I did want to do everything myself, but then I don't know. Like, I was kind of like, let me try this. Let me see what these folks are talking about, you know. And you know, the beats I would find, I'll be like, okay, this might be something. And then I'll like go to my notebook or to my notes on my phone, see if I can find something that matches, and if it matches like perfectly, I'm like, oh, there we go. You know? So it just happens like that. But with doing it myself, one thing when I do it myself, it's a whole process. Like, at the same time that I'm making the beat, I'm probably writing the lyrics at the same time. Like, I probably got the melody in my head, and I'm trying to figure out how to like chop it up with it and like, you know, do certain things with it. So I think that the next project after this one, I do think that it'll be primarily me, because they're more, I don't know, they're a little bit intricate, I guess you could say. Like, they're a little bit more, I don't know, sophisticated. So I wanted Black Autumn 2 to be a little bit easy to listen to, especially since this is my like first real project, for real, that I'm bringing to everybody. But the next one, it might have a lot going on, I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be a lot.
I'm just sitting here thinking of questions, man, because I know in our culture, like, music is ingrained, but like choosing to be the soul singer, like, I don't have a bunch of soul singing friends. I know some people who do sing, but a lot of the artists that I run into from just some of the backgrounds I come from, like, everybody wants to rap, everybody wants to make the beats, but like there are less of the soul singers. That's like, it stands out.
Yeah.
But was there any like, what made the choice easier for you? You know, you said you had an older brother that, like, man, you would probably be rapping or something, right?
Honestly, I mean, when I write, it's like I'm rapping. I'm gonna keep it 100. It's like I'm rapping. But I sing, like that's what I do, you know. And like you said, soul singing, like that's my primary thing. Like I create soul music, but I do feel like hip hop is soul music. Yeah. The same way that R&B, the same way that funk is, blues. Hip hop is soul music. It's like soul music is grandbaby. Soul music's bad grandbaby. You know what I mean? Like, and I just channel that. Like you said, my older brother, he's 11 years older than me, and when he graduated high school and left to college to hoop, he had a fat stack of albums that he just left for me. And best believe I dove through every single one of them, bro. So like, that's where like my where hip hop really started for me, and then it just like blossomed when I started writing, because I write like I rap. So yeah, man, like it's all soul music to me. It's all soul music to me, and like I just channel that, you know, on these hip hop type beats straight up. I can be on something that sound like The Alchemist, and I feel like I kill it. You know.
That's cool. I would have to say that we got 3 different sounds this morning with the Cry Now, Laugh Later. We have Promised Land, and then like my personal favorite though, I gotta say, is Can't Touch This. I like that one. We gonna play that one last, bro.
For sure. For sure.
But these are 3 different sounds. I really like the samples. Let's talk a little bit about the Promised Land. There's also no curses in the Promised Land.
You know, I think it's because I think it's because it's a very spiritual song. It's a very, very spiritual song, and what's crazy about that song is I was in a very dark place when I wrote that song, and for it to sound the way it sounds, it really means something to me. Like how you can be in such a dark place, but write something and make something that sounds like total light. Like the song is called The Promised Land, but really at the time I was like just yearning to get to a place where I'm not feeling the way I'm feeling at the moment. Yeah. That's really what I'm talking about, you know. So this is great. Let me think of the words. Like I'm literally like telling myself my world will come to me, my world will shine for me, and it will shine. It's something that's worth fighting to find. You know, like I found it in my soul. I found it in my heart. It was there from the very start. You know, like it was. And I'm talking about music too. Like it was always in my heart from the very start. Like the answer to everything that I want to do. Like I've always been searching for it, and it's always been there. You know, it just I had to find it deep inside me. So, and I felt like what I'm doing right now, this music is gonna take me to that promised land. So yeah, like 100% manifesting.
Yeah, well, let's jump into it. I have a couple of things to handle after, so we're going to take a small musical break and technical break. Keep it locked right here. We got Xavier in the building. Hold on, shameless plug right before we throw in the music. What's up?
One more time. Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Prime, Deezer, all the streaming services you can think of. Look up your boy Xavier, Xz.Avier. Tune in to BATR, Chapter 1 EP. Also check out That's It. And look out for new music coming soon.
World premiere right here, The Promised Land. Check it out. Yeah. Good shit, bro. Oh yeah, we still lit. Let's go. Hey, we got Xavier in the building.
This is my favorite song.
Okay, cool. Alright, I got him now, so we on. I like this one too. I think I favored the other one because I was there.
Yeah, you was there, yeah. You got the experience.
Welcome to me. found it in my heart. It was all you to song. I found it in my soul. Found it in my soul. Found it in my heart. It was all you to song. I can see my promised land, but I pray I don't end up like Moses. I want to feel it, breathe it, dwell in the fact that I struggled and yet succeeded. Not for a lifetime, and for a few years. I just want to feel the reason why I shed all these tears. Feel the reason why I almost drove myself crazy. Doubting myself for saying I'm lazy. When all this time all I had was you in my soul. Yeah, found it in my soul. Found it in my heart. It was all given up in the stars. I found it in my songs. Found it in my soul. Found it in my heart. It was all given up in the stars. Oh, I'm really digging on you, baby. This love you bring is so new.
That beat is crazy. That sample is crazy. And I love the way I wrote it. I love the way how I started with a bridge into the chorus, then the verse, then the chorus. You know, just that's a different structure. I never really wrote a song like that before. So I just, yeah, I love it.
That's cool. Let's see. I was gonna ask you a little bit about the pandemic and maybe how that might have affected just some of your process.
I had big plans. I'll never forget, like, I was living in a townhouse with my boys, Malachi and Isaac, and me and Isaac, we hosted this little jam session with the homies. Shout out to my homies, Cosmic Roots, by the way, the band I'm in. Shout out to the homies, Miles, Jay, Joey, and Keenan. But we had a little jam session at our crib, and it was amazing. Like, just being able to jam, be in the spot with creatives, and really create something. You know, we had about like 15 cats, whether it was instruments, whether they wanted to rap, sing, make beats, whatever. Like, our goal was to jam, and if they like something, go record it. And if you don't want to record, you can stay here and jam, you know. And I wanted to get that going, you know, be a staple every month. But soon as that was really starting to get going, the pandemic happened. And I would say there's big pluses and also negatives to the pandemic. It forced me to really hone in on like my chopping and producing and beat making, and then songwriting as well. Like, we were all just inside, you know, there's nothing else to do. Work, play video games, listen to music, and write. That's what I was doing. So, in terms of performing, that was trash. Like, people doing Zoom performances and stuff like that, it just wasn't hitting the same.
Yeah.
You know, so.
That's making some pretty good points, man, and perfect segue points, because I was gonna ask you about any recent performances, upcoming performances. I saw you downtown at, I want to say it was Fuse Lounge, but I don't want to. It was somewhere on First Street.
Yeah, it was Fuse. It was Fuse. That was on my birthday recently, and then Cosmic Roots, the band that I'm with, we just had a performance right before Christmas at the Continental of the little 3-set thing, and that was you know, a good performance to get us going, you know, to get us prepared for the start of the year, because we got another one in Sacramento on January 21st, and then a little special announcement coming soon. I'm not gonna leak any details or anything like that, but be on the lookout. But yeah, some big things coming for sure, and we definitely want to make our rounds, because the homies in the Cosmic Roots, they're primarily in Sacramento, but I'm out here in San Jose. But we wanna make that pipeline connection from Sacramento to San Jose, and then eventually go to Oakland and SF, and really, you know, turn this scene out with some soul music. You know what I mean? So that's the plan.
What about some of the people that you're working with? I recently saw something about your genius.
Oh yeah, that's my guy Q, Q Blanco. He's putting together an event that is this Wednesday at Old Wagon Saloon. Definitely slide through. It's gonna be me performing, my boy Devin and Brian K. Definitely gonna put on a show for y'all. Slide through. I believe it starts at 6. It starts at 6 at the Old Wagon, downtown San Jose, San Pedro Square. So definitely slide through. Definitely gonna be performing the songs, a couple of the songs that you're hearing today, and some more songs. And it's gonna be a vibe for real. Plus my guy Q Blanco, he got a dope event. He's gonna be making some clothes on the spot for y'all if y'all wanna tap in and really like get your gear together and things like that. He's gonna have plenty of gear for y'all. So yeah, definitely slide through.
That's dope. So another thing that I have for you, I don't know how to really compare this, but like I remember looking at DMX perform, Shut Him Down, Open Up Shop, and he had a show version that was different than what I was used to, and it kind of got me hyped in a different way.
Yeah.
And I would have to say that the times, I think I've seen you twice recently. The times that I've seen you perform, you have, you made a variation to let's want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's the dope thing about shows, man. Like, and once again, shout out to Cosmic Roots because we do this too. We just put different twists, on songs in your performances. That's the beauty about performances. You really can do your own different version, and it'll be fresh to the crowd because they're like, wait, what is this? Like with Run the Check, there's 2 versions. There's the version that's on Apple Music, and then there's the version that's the original version. I wrote it to The Realist. That's the beat or the song by Mobb Deep with Cool G Rap, The Realist. That's what I wrote Run the Check to. So I performed that version in my live shows. And then with the band, I performed the EP version. Yeah. But when I'm doing it by myself, I like to do the other version because it got more of a hip hop feel to it. So I just I just can like flow to it a little different. Like it's just different. So yeah, man. Like I love doing shows. That is definitely one of the funnest parts of being an artist. Is being up there. I'm starting to get over the pre-show anxiety. It's just a matter of like let me just get on that stage so we can get started.
Yeah. So do you have any videos coming up or?
Coming up, yes. I got a little special series. Some folks may remember my Soul Sunday series where a couple years ago I forced myself to write a song every week and would record myself performing it and would post it every Sunday. I did that for like a month and a half, 2 months in like 2019. And I'm gonna bring that back. This time it's gonna be full out songs over other people's beats. Same way how I have Run the Check over The Realist is gonna be, different versions of Xavier, Xavier's versions over other people's songs. And I wanna release that back to back, to kind of get the hype up for Black Autumn.
Jacking beats. Let's go.
Yeah,
old school mixtapes, man.
Yeah, jacking beats, man.
When I came up, man, your beat wasn't safe.
No, it shouldn't be. You know what I mean? It's out to the masses. You inspiring other people. But I'm not gonna make no money off of this, so I just wanna put it out there.
But speaking of inspiring other people, man, that's another good segue point. Let's talk about like some of the people that you might be inspiring. We talked about some of your influences and your musical background, but what would you have anything to say to, let's say, I don't know, a youngster who looks up to you and what you're doing and want to get into it?
Keep believing. And I guess with my music too, like it's all for the kids. Like it's all to inspire the kids to like stay on, like stay on that path that you want to be on, like you want to be on, because there's gonna be people that may want you to go a certain way for how they feel you should go, you know. But it's like only you know where you should go. Only you know where your heart truly is. And I can testify to that because I lived that. You know, I felt like I was doing something to please others instead of doing something for myself. And once I finally started doing, you know, this music thing for myself, that's when I started really like being happy regardless of my situation. Like I could be broke as hell as long as I got my music. Like I'm okay. No, but at the same time, I really feel like you know I can make something of this. You know, I believe in that. So if there's anything like, yeah, like to the people that I inspire, hope to inspire. I just hope to, you know, inspire them to keep going, and also the same way how artists hit me when they sing songs and like got me through certain things that I went through. I want to do the same thing. Like that's what Black Autumn is all about. Like these are my stories, to help you get through. Like I said it in Cry Now Laugh Later. I finally found my purpose now. All this pain I'm holding in when it could help ease the world. You know, like that's real. Like I shouldn't hold in this pain because this could really help somebody. So yeah.
Cry about it now.
And get through it and laugh about it later.
Man.
Straight up.
Yeah. So we got one more track. I'm probably going to play The Promised Land again after, because that's the newest, hottest. But let's talk about Can't Touch This.
The cool thing about this song, I was just, you know, talking my stuff. Honestly, I was. This was a little different. I wouldn't say out of character of me, but I was just popping my collar a little bit. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like I just was feeling myself. Like you can't touch this. You know, I'm so underrated, educated, heck faded, but I ain't jaded. The coach is mine, and I will play it. Like I just felt like I was really just flowing.
The Soul Don. Is this? This is not the first time the Soul Don has. Xavier the Soul Don. All right, let's talk about the Soul Don.
Yeah.
Like when did the Soul Don first appear in your music? Was it an ad lib first, or was it?
It's always been me. It's always been me. Soul Don Corleone. Because like, all right, so my name is Alexander Xavier Donald. That's my government name, right? So
you on camera? Nah, I'm messing with you, bro. Like,
but not like. Shout out to my boy Jeff. My boy Jeff gave me in high school. He gave me the nickname Alex the Don, right? And I came here to San Jose State. And my nickname was A Don, right? So I watched The Godfather, and that became one of my favorite movies. And the original Don Corleone, Vito Corleone, the original Don Corleone. And I don't know. I just felt like. When I started writing, I gained that confidence in my writing. I was like, I could be the Soul Don Corleone. And people always knew me from my piano playing and my music taste too. Like I always was, you know, the music nerd that people could talk to, like just to you know.
Find a sample.
Or find man. Nah, like people really be like, hey bro, like listen to this. What sample is this? And I'd be like, oh yeah, it's this and this. You know, yeah. So yeah, that's kind of how Soul Don became a thing, because it was also play off my name, because my last name is Donald. So, you know, Soul Don Corleone. That's my favorite movie, The Godfather. And yeah, that's basically, you know, been it. I'm the Soul Don.
So did you put that in the lyrics? You know, you remember the first time you're like, all right, I'm gonna drop this in this song. I'm a Soul Don.
Probably like 2019, when around the pandemic and all that, when I started to like really, yeah, around that time, definitely around that time for sure.
Alright, well, we about to jump into this last track, Can't Touch This. You know I gotta do the plug thing, bro. Let them know where to find you and your music, just in case they just tuned in right now.
I got you. You now tuned in. This is your boy Xz.Avier, Xz.Avier. Look that up on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Prime, Deezer, YouTube, all that stuff. Go ahead and download my music. Download the EP, BATR. Also, That's It, my latest single. Also, subscribe to the Cosmic Roots channel on YouTube, Cosmic Roots Music. Also, follow the Instagram of Cosmic Roots Music, and tap in with us as well.
All right, without further ado, this is one of my favorite Xavier tracks. It's called Can't Touch This. Check it out right here on 90.5. You got that little delay.
I am the soul that man don't blame
Sorry,
me.
bro.
I'm not the one. All my life,
We still lit. We still lit.
This time I'm moving.
What's up, bro? Let me get a shout out, bro. This is Nathan G.
Hey, shout out to my boy E right here, the Barhemian. Shout out to Cosmic Roots. Shout out to your family. What's up, man?
Educated, elevated, but I ain't jaded. The coach is finding out a way about responsibilities I'm taking. I'm making my ways and my purpose. I'm trying to find it well on this earth surface. They'll be worth it, the risk that I take with this whole bitch. Stepping it, then I'ma change the game. It's a prerequisite to the life that I deserve. No more getting hurt. All of a sudden, they loving my world.
Oh, yeah, this is the
Baby, there, but now you're knocking at my front door. I just keep it pushing, no chip on my shoulder. Time is of the essence, and I'm only getting older. But I am the golden world's cold. It's the chosen one, you know. This Xavier, the soul, not the soul. It's a whole game, so I'm finna let it blow. I'ma let my heart show. I am the soul that men don't play me like I'm not the one. All my life I was settled, but not this time. I'm over minds. I'm reaches past the stars. Can't touch my reach. My dreams too far along, and you can't touch them. Everybody wants to be the DJ.
Yeah, we just premiered 3 hot tracks, man. World premiere.
Yes, sir.
So first off, I gotta thank you for coming, and second off, I gotta ask, is there anything you want to shout out that's outside of the music, or?
Oh man, yeah. Shout out to Black on Both Sides, with the homegirls Zuri and Joy. Also shout out to man, there's a collective that I'm a part of, and we just got something special for Black History Month, and honestly for this whole year, in terms of really putting together events for the community, the Black community out here in San Jose. So we really got something special brewing up, and we keep you updated and locked to that. So special shout out to them, and yeah, stay on tune for that.
Let's see, are you slapping anything right now? What's the best food spot in the neighborhood you live in?
Shoot, my kitchen. I'm trying to stay away from
Takeout?
taking out, stuff like that, taking too much of my money.
That budget, man. Oh my God, I've been in the kitchen too.
Like trying to do better with that. So shout out to Chef Donald, myself. Shout out to him.
Hit up Donald's. No, not McDonald's.
Donald's, you feel me?
Ex-Donald's.
You go. But yeah, man. Yeah.
All right, man. So I do have to get back to the famous question of the day. Where do we find your stuff?
Yep. Once again, this is Xavier, Xz.Avier. Follow me on Instagram, Xz.Avier. Follow me on Twitter, Soul Don Corleone. That's Soul Don Don Corleone, Corleone. Also, download my music on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube, Amazon Prime, any streaming service. Yeah, check me out. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel for Cosmic Roots Music, the band that I'm with, bringing you jazz fusion with soul, R&B, and hip hop. Coming to you live soon in San Jose, Sacramento, Oakland, and San Francisco.
But I do have one more request, bro.
Let's get it.
Let me get that drop, man.
Oh man, hey, y'all now tuned in to the Stop, Drop, and Roll show with my boy, the Barhemian. Man, make sure y'all tune in every Monday morning. Alright, tune in.